Just opened the Mac today, first time today. This window is already open. It was not open when I shut it down. That amount of data has already moved to other user processes. Uh, who is Stalker, Luke Dalla Bona. So connection was interrupted. There was a connection 1826 when I opened the Mac. There was a connection. It was interrupted. I am on lockdown mode. There we go. I'm on lockdown mode. And I have to go turn off extensions. Because it doesn't matter how many times I turn it off, it turns right back on. Alright, so that's finished. So packets is moving in lockdown mode to Luke Dalla Bona, my stalker. To Luke Dalla Bona, lockdown mode. So this is Luke Dalla Bona, this is stalker. This here is stalker. This is Luke Dalla Bona, my stalker. And data continues to move in lockdown mode. More data moving in lockdown mode to MDNS responder. Okay, and I'm gonna go here, go out here. More data is moving in lockdown mode. Go to extension. Let's see if it's turned itself back on. Sharing takes a long time to come on. Yes, it's turned itself back on, which is expected behavior in lockdown mode. All of this is expected behavior in lockdown mode. So MDNS responder, these are stalkers. These are stalkers processes in lockdown mode. Manage configuration. There are lots of subscriber and remote management. Updater service, USB PD, and bulk import. Zuju service. Okay. Gonna go over here. And so I just have opened the Mac. Storage. So everything is calculating, and then the rest will disappear. And this is what's left. System data, I've talked about that many times. There's no accounting for 15 GB. It's hidden somewhere. Screen time. 4 minutes since I've been using the Mac. Pickup is QuickTime. So in 4 minutes, what has happened to this Mac? 62,000 messages, and 4 minutes, this is what I have in 4 minutes. Start at the top, fail to read, operation not permitted. And CFPREFSD is stalker's process. Search party user agent is deny, failed, kernel, container, kernel. Of course, I do not use iTunes. There's kernel. iTunes Cloud is denied. I do not use cloud. Here, I'm not signed into my Apple ID, so I couldn't use cloud. Lockdown mode. Waiting for sharing. Okay, so I didn't use iTunes Clouds. There is an XPC connection. Doesn't take much. This file doesn't exist. Yes, yet it's a process. No view for me. I am not allowed to see it. Kernel, deny student D. So student D keeps returning in library. Source was stale. And the classroom is York University. MD worker shared. Go down really fast. Cloud, I do not use cloud. I am not signed into my Apple ID, as I've said. I do not use cloud. I'm not signed into my Apple ID, so I cannot use cloud. Actually, go back. Extension, which will always turn itself on, back on. Only a matter of time. I do not use cloud, family. A disk with a mount point is required. All of that. Backup, I do not backup. Connection is invalid, of course. Always. Time machine, I haven't used it. I've only been on the Mac for 4 minutes. Okay, so that's what's happening on the Mac. Go back here. Here is about this Mac, and this is Stalker. That's Stalker. Unable to create cache daemon volume from private, not valid. So a lot of things are being deleted. And purged. Error getting rid of volume group. The disk is not a member of an APFS volume group private, which I've documented previously. The real path is private, but there's no such file or directory. Go over here. Okay. So private is part of Pegasus, and mobile asset is part. So here we go. Fetching bag is Pegasus kit. Pegasus kit. Pegasus kit. like it says configuration. So they get a bag, fail to vend bag, starting iTunes Cloud, bag fetch failed, in lockdown mode, final decision, profile garbage collection. They collect all my garbage. Calling completion. Host name. Connection 1 is cleaning up. So all these logs, well, they don't tell the whole story. Starting dry run garbage collection with age threshold 0 for asset store using iTunes and cloud. A lot of iTunes. iTunes Cloud, storage, iTunes Cloud, kernel, okay, family circle. I'm not signed into my Apple ID. So I do not use family. Done. So I do not use family. Account changed. I do not use cloud. Do not use family. I do not use cloud. Process impersonation. And I do not use Bluetooth. Bluetooth is off. I do not use Bluetooth. Okay, and then plugins. migration, and I am in lockdown mode. So starting a migration. In lockdown mode. Migration, system migration, in lockdown mode. Volume appeared. Client in initial populate complete. Ah, so let me see if extension. Install setup. Does user have only empty homes? No. Starting to migrate with core data. Okay. So it's all in the library. All in library. Connection 1 is cleaning up. And they use datagram. Oh, that disappeared. Okay. Seating. In lockdown mode. Okay. Global configuration. Okay. MD worker shared. Starting private. Plugin kit. Okay. Here we go. And it showed for a second and then it disappeared. The lock showed for 1 second and then they disappear. And the path is not disclosed. Right here, path, whatever, not disclosed. DASD. Membership check. Loading preferences in lockdown mode. It's XPC proxy. Now it's showing logs, but not for everything. MDM client. Activating connection. Manage client. Okay. Gonna go to system. There is still an active connection in lockdown mode. Extension. So there's a host and there is a client. Done. Two and 10. Usage tracking. Let's see what Stalker is doing here. 396 and 407. So again, this is Stalker. Luke Dalla Bona. Over a decade, right, Luca? So go to the folder here. Open. So always 2 will open. So when I sign into the Mac, this is not my password. That password is already there. My password is 4 characters. Monday, April the 21st, Easter Monday, 6:26. Lockdown mode. Lockdown mode right there. Data moving to other user processes. There's already a connection that was interrupted at 18:26. I'm at 18:27:09. So it was already connected. In lockdown mode, then I open the Mac and there is still, the word is still, a connection, an active connection. Not a new connection, but there's still an active connection. Again, other user processes, more data goes to Stalker, Luke Dalla Bona, in lockdown mode. Again, more data to Luke Dalla Bona, other user processes because the Mac syncs. iTunes I do not use, but they use iTunes and Bluetooth and family and cloud. iTunes, I did not sign into my Apple ID. They use cloud, I did not sign into my Apple ID. The connection is invalid. Volume group is private. Kernel, there's lots of deny. Pegasus configuration. So family circle, I did not sign into my Apple ID, and that should not be showing. FMFD, unknown Pegasus process. Backing account private, container private. I do not use cloud. CF, there's no such process, but it's a process on my Mac. I do not use Bluetooth. Bluetooth is off, but my Mac uses Bluetooth. Migration, always migrating. MDS migration in lockdown mode. Service is private. There's system migration. Service is private. I'm gonna do one thing here. Service is private. Skipping disk mount, as it is not allowed to mount for disk. Yeah, doesn't matter if it's not allowed. System migration. Starting to migrate with core data in lockdown mode. There's trial system. Will add prepare store without migration. System migration fault. Waiting on thread private until launch services database seeding is complete. So that used to be identity service, no launch services. It's now PKD. And there's a reporting service there. And what do we have? The path is private/var db database streaming. It's streaming and it's restricted. Yeah, missing logs, missing content here, missing content there. And this is from last night I took, April the 20th, and it says user tracking agent, always being tracked. Get info, and it is 35. It says 35, but when I open it and I highlight it, it says 34. There's always something hidden in every folder. So let's see, 34 documents. 34 documents, but when I go to get info, there's 35. There's always something hidden. So it's 34. Right there, and then I go packets moving to stalker in lockdown mode. Lockdown mode is on. Packets are moving to stalker. And who is stalker? This person is stalker. I should not have keychain access open there. I did not open it. So that's stalker. There we go. One more thing to do. Go library. Student D always returns. There's a sharing always returns. So not new folder. I don't want to open a new folder. Get info, 3.59 GB. So we have a problem already. 3.59 GB. Student D has container, is connected, has a library of its own. So I'll remove it, but it'll come back, it'll return. Keyboard services. I removed this one last night and it came right back. And sharing D. So it has airdrop hash database, and it has auto unlock, and it's pairing of records. auto unlock and pairing of records. In sharing. Okay. So I already have a problem. Group container. Get info. There's 5 GB here. Five GB here. There's a sharing container. Then another library in sharing. Application support. Mobile asset. So cloud drive. So let's see more. Yep, more information is moving to Stalker. This is Stalker. In lockdown mode. Get info. So let me do this again. 5.14 GB. Get info. Ah, 514 GB is in group. Screen sharing. Screen capture. Here we go. There's another library there. And this recording would have disappeared. Go there. Go out. So I'm going to remove screen recording from group container. I did last night. Go remove library from screen capture, because when I started screen recording, I set to save the desktop to QuickTime, not to this folder. So a lot of containers here. Now I have MBs. Okay, gonna close that. When I stop recording, I'm gonna have QuickTime is going to have a problem. It's gonna say problem with QuickTime. So, like it did last night, it'll say that. And that was last night. That's what it's gonna say. So I'm gonna stop recording now, and the time when it says it will be April the 21st at 7 p.m. and stop.